Listen to Alan Ng and the Secret City Geek Lab on KTST-FM. Moving right along, that was our movie review of Man of Steel, and now we're going into a television review of Under the Dome. Under the Dome is on CBS and Amazon Prime and is based on Stephen King's best-selling novel about a small town that is suddenly and inexplicably sealed off from the rest of the world by a massive transparent dome. It stars Mike Vogel, Rochelle Lefevre, and Britt Robertson. This is a Secret City Geek Lab review of Under the Dome. How do you do justice to a Stephen King novel? You make it a TV series. In comparison to a 2-hour movie or an 8-hour miniseries, a full-fledged TV series allows the entire story to be told, provided it's a good story and appeals to the right audiences. Based solely on the pilot episode, Under the Dome is a good start. It does everything that the pilot needs to do. It sets up the situation, a giant dome is placed over a tiny town, it sets up major characters, and gives hints to some kind of a mystery. You have to start strong because you're asking the audience to become invested in a serialized miniseries such as this. And this means the audience has to come back week after week or they'll miss major pieces of information. On paper, Under the Dome is in good hands. Let's not overlook the big players involved. Stephen King as the writer, Steven Spielberg, producer, and Brian K. Vaughan as the screenplay writer. Now let's talk about the what if. Under the Dome tells the story of a small town in Maine called Chester's Mill. It's a small town, and one day a giant dome lands right on top of it. The reason is unknown. It just appears. The dome is strong and nothing can go through it, and the inhabitants now live in a living terrarium. The first question is, what happens if a dome suddenly drops on a town? And you have to address those issues. There's lots of scenes of cars, planes, and animals trying to crash through it. And then you have to work with the environmental impact of it. Power lines that were connecting that city with other cities are down. Cell phone, landlines, television, radio signals are cut off from the outside world. And if you happen to be passing by at that time, you're stuck in a town that's not even yours. If loved ones are working in another town, you're now separated from them. Good what if. Moving on, a serialized show like this has to have characters you want to be involved with. And this has all those characters you need. A town sheriff, his deputy, a street-smart reporter, high school lovers, the city councilman who has a secret about the city, and a mysterious stranger who comes to Chester's Mill to bury a body in the backwoods of a man he's just murdered. And then you have to have that mystery. Why is the dome there? What is the dome? How did it get there? Who put it there? Also, why Chester's Mill? Why this small town? There's a secret that the councilman and the sheriff are holding. Did that secret play into the reason this is happening, or is it just happening? Not since Lost has a pilot to a serialized show captured my interest. The pilot of Under the Dome is an excellent start, and I'm definitely looking forward to upcoming episodes. The question for the producers is, now that I'm definitely involved, you need to maintain my interest. You have to tell a compelling story, and you have to get me to know and understand these characters better. Also, this series is slated for 13 episodes. The producers have plans for more. And if you're a big fan of the book but didn't like the ending, no worries. They have changed the ending of the book and to the satisfaction of Stephen King, to where he's really excited about that. And you can read more about that at Secret City Geek Lab. This is a television review.